Welcome to Relaxing with Watercolor. I'm Anna, and today we're painting marigolds. I think marigolds are some of my favorite flowers because they're just these beautiful little bursts of color and they always bring a smile to my face. And today we're going to be painting them in a soft and loose style. Now, when I say loose style, what I mean is we're going to be painting in such a way that we're trying to capture the essence of our marigolds as well as the big picture impression that they make. And this is in contrast to a more precise and detail-oriented style of painting that's more realistic. Another way that I think about this is the end result, if you've been painting with a loose style, is almost like looking at the painting of a memory versus when you have a tighter style, it's more like looking at a photograph. And both have their place and are beautiful, but today we're focusing on loose style. All right, let's get into it by talking about color a little bit. Now, since marigolds bring me joy, I'm using orange, yellow, and red for my colors in this composition. And you'll notice that I had laid down a lighter yellow-orange color, and now I'm filling it in with this red-orange. And this is gonna create a natural light and shadow effect, as well as a little bit of texture for our petals. And I'm going to do the same thing with my yellow marigold. So I'm using this lighter yellow color. And for the petals, notice I'm making these small triangles. Those are more or less the shape of marigold petals, is their little triangles. And I'm painting them in a circular formation to create the overall shape of a marigold blossom. And, I'm just alternating them. And again, this isn't super precise. It's not like trying to recreate it from a photograph. It's just getting the general shape and impression down. And now I'm going to take a deeper golden yellow, and just like I did on that other blossom, I'm going to dot that yellow gold into the white spaces to create that nice light and shadow contrast. And finally, I'll do this red marigold. So I'll be laying down little triangular petals in a circular formation, and then I'll go back and fill in any white spaces with a deeper red to create that shadow and highlight effect. All right, so I'm going to let these blossoms dry a little bit, then we'll do some styling. And remember, I not only said we were going to do loose marigolds, we are also going to do soft marigolds. So I'm grabbing my round brush here and I'm filling it full of water. And then I'm going to go around the edges like this and just pull a little color out from the edge of each blossom. And you don't have to go around every inch of the blossom, just make kind of sparse vertical strokes, and you're going to pull the color out and around as much as you like. Notice how I've kind of created a general shape for the colored portion of my background. Once you're satisfied with that shape, then you can start blending the colors you've pulled together. So notice I'm doing red into orange, and then orange into yellow, and then yellow into red. So you get this beautiful soft blended effect in the background, and it also takes a little bit of the edge off your marigolds for a softer outline as well. Okay, I like the general shape of this, so I'm gonna let it dry a little bit before adding any more details. Now that this is dry to the touch, I'm going to go back in and add a little bit more detailing. I noticed in the process of softening my blossoms and creating the background that I did take out a little more structure than I wanted to, and that's okay. I'm going to go back in with the darker color that I used, for example, in this yellow blossom. I'm using my deep gold, and I'm going back in and I'm just kind of doing some light strokes to indicate petal edges here and there. And this will add a little more structure and form without overdoing it for the blossom. All right, the blossoms are complete. Let's move on to the stems and leaves. For the head of the stem, you can start by painting a small half circle right under the blossom and then make long strokes that taper down and inward for the rest of the stem. For the leaves, I paint pointed ovals with little spikes sticking out of the sides. And for the overall leaf clusters, there's a head leaf at the top, and then below that, there are pairs of symmetrical leaves. A couple of stylistic things that I like to do to create that soft, loose effect is to lift some of the color from the stems and leaves. It creates this faded look. And then I also do leave some of the leaves disconnected from the stems to add to that looseness. Now with our leaves and stems done, I'm going to go ahead with my round brush and do that same streaking effect that I did before with the blossoms. But this time it's going to be very, very subtle because I just want a little bit of softness around those leaf edges and to blend a little bit of that green into the colors in the background. All right, this looks good. And for a final touch, I'm gonna load up my brush with some yellow and gold and tap that over my paper to create some beautiful sparkly speckles. And this kind of gives the impression of sunshine, don't you think? Put some gold in marigold, so I think it's a great finishing touch. And here we are, marigolds in a loose, soft style. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you all try this tutorial. I'm telling you, these marigolds are super fun to make and they would brighten anyone's day. Maybe go ahead and frame them up and give them away as a gift. Until next time, take care.